When did a civilian shock you with kindness while in uniform? I was standing outside a bus station in full uniform after a weekend drill. It wasn't glamorous, sweaty, dusty boots, wrinkled camis, and a backpack that felt heavier than me. My phone was nearly dead, the bus was late, and I was just trying not to fall asleep on the curb. People walked past without a glance. Some stared, some smirked. One guy even muttered something about wasting tax money. I kept my eyes down, used to it by now. That's when this older woman, probably in her 70s, stopped in front of me. She had a grocery bag in one hand and one of those old flip phones clipped to her purse. She said, "You look like you could use a sandwich, son." Before I could answer, she pulled out a homemade ham sandwich wrapped in foil, handed me a cold bottle of water, and patted my arm like I was her grandson. I tried to refuse, but she wouldn't let me. "Don't argue. You remind me of my boy when he first wore the uniform. He never made it back." Her voice cracked, but she smiled anyway. I didn't know what to say, so I just nodded and thanked her. She sat down beside me like we'd known each other forever, telling me stories about her son, about how he loved fishing and hated mowing the lawn. When the bus finally came, she stood, pressed a $5 bill into my hand, and said, "For the road. Don't you dare waste it on energy drinks." I laughed, because that's exactly what I would have done. The sandwich was simple. The water was warm by then, but the kindness stuck with me more than anything. That woman didn't just feed me. She reminded me that some people still see the person inside the uniform, not just the cloth or the weight it carries. I rode that bus with her words echoing in my head. The $5 bill stayed folded in my wallet for months, almost like a charm. I never spent it, not because it was a lot of money, but because it felt like it carried more weight than the bills in the bank. It carried her son's memory, her grief, and her choice to turn that grief into kindness. On long nights, when drill weekends dragged or training wore me down, I'd pull that bill out and look at it. It reminded me that even when the uniform makes you feel invisible, there are strangers willing to stop, see you, and treat you like family. A year later, I ran into another soldier who swore the same woman had done something similar for him outside a grocery store. No cameras, no Facebook post, no "thank you for your service" for clout. Just a grandmother who carried sandwiches and bottled water because it was her way of keeping her son's spirit alive. That moment taught me something I never forgot. Real kindness doesn't need recognition. It just needs someone who's hurting a little and someone else willing to notice. And on that random Sunday sitting on a bus station curb, I was lucky enough to be noticed.